Big news today. I saw it happening live, and I watched the full message. I think that the media is not playing a straight backed on the Marama Davidson comments. Marama Davidson was kind of asked in the. Can I just say something about Tova O'Brien tries to have every second question at these media stand-ups. Mm-hmm. Like honestly, it was. I'm just like, it was slightly frustrating. I thought they actually, even though they're the Greens and they love them all, they kind of were almost steering away from her because she'd had her turn. Anyway, it might have even been from the Newshub show. What's her name? Old Newshub, the old Married to the Act person. Jenna Lynch.
Oh, Jenna Lynch.
Tried to make a point out of Marama not committing through to the next election. And I think what I took from it was Marama saying as well, today I'm the co-leader and that's all we're talking about. And I think what she was saying is, I have no plans not to be, but who can predict the future? Which has turned into a headline. Oh, she wouldn't commit to the next election, of course, which is pretty pissy and stuff. But let's have a look at the story from Newshub. The overall coverage was pretty good about the big announcement by James Shaw today.
Tēnā tātou katoa. Good evening. James Shaw has announced he will resign as co-leader of the Green Party, and Marama Davidson won't commit to remaining leader through to the next election either.
Shaw will remain in Parliament for the time being, and a new co-leader is set to...
Yeah, that was it. Won't commit to being the leader to the next election. That's pretty shitty.
...be announced on the 10th of March. Here's our political editor, Jenna Lynch.
The relief of letting go painted all over James Shaw's face.
The time is now for a new co-leader.
After 9 years at the helm of the Green Party, Shaw says, job done.
I guess I'm standing down because I feel that my time here and my work here is complete.
A stabilising force through some of the Green Party's more tumultuous times, including the fall of his first co-leader, Matiria Tudei.
I had to tell a lie.
He fought the 2017 election campaign on his own.
This has been the fight of our lives.
A fight to, against all odds, lead his...
I wonder how much Winston Peters is trying to get this image deleted from the internet the world over. When it was thanks to Winston Peters that Jacinda Ardern got into government. I wonder what he would say. He'd probably say that's AI. That's not a real image, that's AI.
His party into government for the first time, achieving world-first legislation enshrining climate targets in law through the Zero Carbon Act.
I'm really pleased to see the Zero Carbon Act survive its first real acid test in the recent change of government.
Getting it across the line was a battle. He couldn't name his toughest climate fight. Building consensus around ideas, often dubbed radical, is his MO.
In the live press conference, one of the reporters laughed out loud and "Ha, you snorted!" It sounded real Kiwi. It was quite funny.
A practice of pragmatism.
Pragmatism is how you deliver idealism.
Something that grated with die-hard Green members. They tried to roll him as the leader a number of times. Now he's going on his own terms after a record result in last year's election.
What I committed to was taking the Greens into government and then safely out the other side.
Over to the Green membership to fill the pragmatists' shoes.
When we let our members make decisions, they tend to make very sensible, well-considered decisions.
They also tried to roll you a couple of times. Was that a sensible decision?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into any specific moments, but, we've all had our ups and downs.
Under the Green Party rules, at least one co-leader must be Māori and at least one co-leader must be female. With both criteria filled by Marama Davidson, it's anyone's game.
Yeah, that's important to know as well, because I'll show you, I put a Twitter poll up this afternoon and people are saying, well, it has to be a male, It doesn't. The only stipulation is one of them needs to be Māori and one of them needs to be female. It doesn't say that two of them can't be female or two of them can't be Māori. That's the only stipulation. So anyone could be the next co-leader.
Standout candidate, Auckland Central MP Chloe Swarbrick.
Will you be putting forward your support for Chloe Swarbrick?
Look, we're not going to publicly endorse any candidate for the co-leadership, and I'm not going to make any announcements on behalf of anybody today. That really is up to them.
But Davidson today refusing to commit to remain in her role through to the next election.
Can you commit to standing as the co-leader at the next election?
I have learned that I take things day by day, and right now I am here and committed.
So,
And
you're not making the commitment that you'll
not
be
a
here
decision.
at the next
There's
election?
no decision made.
The Greens.
Yeah, so it's a bit shitty. I think it's a bit shitty that. It says to me, who can predict the future? I have no plans on going anywhere, but this is where we are today. But the media's jumped on that a little bit.
Could yet turn over an entirely new leaf.
Well, kia ora, Jenna. So, as you mentioned there, Chloe Swarbrick, obviously a household name. Are there any other real contenders?
Yeah, just firstly on Marama Davidson, it seems like she didn't communicate that overly that well and is intending to stand at the next election. I am told that
she
Chloe
didn't communicate
Swarbrick
that
is
well.
currently...
Yeah, so there you go.
Understand it.
Martimer's fault. Martimer's fault for not giving the media the exact sentence that they needed to have to actually do the fucking thing. I think it was pretty clear from when I saw it. All right, I did this. So the question does arise, who's next, right? Who's it going to be? And I straight away did a poll and I said, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Chloe? Is it going to be Julianne Genter? Is it going to be a different MP? Or is it going to be a member who's not an MP? Because they could have a co-leader who was a part of the party but wasn't an MP. They're allowed to do that. And this was the response from 150 votes? 3/4 of people think it'll be Chloe Swarbrick. I guess, Chewie, I think that she would be a really good co-leader. However, we had conversations last year how she was able to be that roving sniper because she wasn't encumbered with the role or jobs of being a co-leader. So some of the commentators are basically saying, well, if Chloe wants it, it'll be hers. I just wonder if she'll want it or not. I wonder, like there's Afisa Collins is in there. I think his name could be mentioned by some people.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Or it could be someone outside of the actual MPs. But what are your thoughts?
I'm going to chuck a wild card in there. Xena, warrior princess.
Oh, yeah?
She, I'm half joking here. I want to be half joking because she's been a big supporter of green causes.
Yeah.
Has been a Green Party supporter in our elections and stuff like that. And wouldn't that be amazing? Just like you just announced, and we've got Lucy Lawless, and she's still got her costume, and she's now a co-leader. Come at us. I think my thoughts on Chloe Swarbrick are well known.
Hang on. Frodo's made a very good point. Do you mean actual Xena or Lucy Lawless?
Well, very clearly they're the same person.
But do you remember the episode of The Simpsons where Lisa was talking, because Lucy Lawless has been in The Simpsons as Xena, and she went, she was talking to Lucy Lawless, and then Lucy Lawless flew off because Lucy Lawless in real life in The Simpsons was actually Xena. So just putting it out there.
My thoughts on Chloe Swarbrick were well known. I think she's phenomenal. But when, as you mentioned, where is her strength in the party?
Yeah,
is putting her at leader at this point so far out from an election going to hobble her for what her true strength is? And I also want to acknowledge I want to talk about James Shaw. He's been there 8 years. Think back to the results that the Green Party were getting when he came in.
Yeah.
And look at where they are now.
Yeah.
Now, he's as mentioned in that story, he's been criticised as being not radical enough by some in the Green Party, some Green Party supporters. I'm of the mind that he is exactly what the Green Party needed. Right. They needed that guy in a suit, that steady set of hands, to give a more respectable image to some of the more radical aspects of the Green Party. He also fought an enormously tough job, even with a friendly coalition party in government, to get any sort of climate action across the line. He was always going to be fighting uphill about that, and he got some wins on the board. And when we talk about, his party tried to roll him, that whole drama was purely a side effect of how open and transparent the Green Party processes are. It wasn't done in secret. It wasn't hidden away.
Yeah.
That's just how the Green Party does it, open and transparent. And if that's something you can criticize them on, maybe they're too transparent.
Well,
but I don't. I mean,
that did make them.
Can't admire them for.
That did make them. I think you can be transparent, but maybe also be a little bit more professional. That did make them look a little Mickey Mouse. I actually agree with you. It's transparency, and that's what we all ask for. And then when we get it, people go, "What the fuck's going on?" But the thing that was embarrassing about that is there was a group of people that said, "Let's do a new leadership. We don't want James Shaw," and then he was re-elected unopposed, and got straight back in. So it was a little bit Mickey Mouse, but.
I kind of felt like it was a bit of a party health check, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, yes, it was messy. Yes, it played very poorly in the media. But I think it was some people going, we got the best people to go into the next election. Yeah. Let's fucking talk about it. And then they talked about it, and the answer was, well, actually, we don't have anyone better. So the job done. Yeah. I see a comment here from Freestyle. We need MPs now with the dog. And I 100% agree with that. There's a massive fight on our hands, and Chloe has that fight. 100%. And my only sort of like, maybe she's not best as the co-leader is because she isn't a co-leader. She has a little bit more freedom to be that dog.
Yeah, maybe.
And,
would she be quite on TV as much? Like, would she be on TV as much in the panels if she had the responsibility? She is the best in the Green Party at doing that. You know how we love her to bits when we talk about this. She always comes prepared with receipts. If she is encumbered with that leadership, whatever, will those opportunities go away? Because I'm sorry, I'm the leader now. I'm too busy with the other 4,000 responsibilities I've got. I think if Chloe wants it, it's hers, obviously, and I think she'd be great at it. I think that's the only question. Is it what would be best for her?
Overwhelming support.
Yeah.
From the public if she took a run at it.
But and possibly unchallenged if she goes up before if she says to the Green Party, I want it, she's likely to almost be unchallenged, I would think.
She's an enormously intelligent person. She'll be proing and conning it now and just working out what's best. I think, hands down, she is the best communicator in Parliament.
Yeah.
Either side. Enormously complex subjects she can break down and explain very, very easily. She is amazingly an effective communicator, and whatever she does, we will definitely get the benefit of that. I personally like the fact that she often gets paired up with Seymour, who is one of Parliament's worst communicators, and it just really shows up that difference. And I kind of like the fact that she's on those Sunday shows paired up and just smacking him around every weekend. So if making her leader takes her away from that responsibility, which is dog walking David Seymour every weekend, then she needs to keep doing that.